Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are doing well. Before we move on to the topic of today, I just wanted to let you guys know that I have recently started a new Twitter account. The account name is at Brutal Investor. You can find it on my channel about information. So if you guys would like to, follow me on Twitter and see what I'm posting, I kind of post, fun cryptocurrency related information from time to time. And I also post a bunch of cryptocurrency memes. So if you guys are interested in following me on Twitter, the account name is @BrutalInvestor. So please follow me if you find my channel interesting, right? So the topic of today's video is empty set dollar. Again, I chose this token because it has a very unique way of very unique tokenomics and very unique way of functioning compared to the other DeFi tokens or any other cryptocurrency in general. If you guys are familiar with the term rebasing, which is a specific set of tokens that change the supply of the tokens depending on whether it is pegged to the dollar or a market cap of a particular of a particular group of cryptocurrencies or the entire cryptocurrency market in general. The rebase basically means if a token is usually pegged to the price of a US dollar. I'm giving ample fourth as an example for this particular topic. If you take ample fourth, its main goal is to be pegged to $1, right? So whenever the price of ample tokens goes above $1, the protocol increases the supply by creating new ample tokens, and depending on how far away the price is from $1, a specific percentage of new tokens would be released in the market to every token holder, right? And at a given time, the token holder will have way more ample tokens in their account, and therefore the price of each ample token that they received would be equivalent to the market price of one ample token, right? So if you have one ample token at $1 and the price of ample goes above $1, you will probably get another ample token which is also worth $1. So now you have two ample tokens worth $2 in total, right? So any investor who's invested large amounts of money would see a huge increase in their value, and thereby they are motivated to sell the extra tokens or the entire token itself. And this sell pressure tries to push the price of the ample tokens back to the peg of $1, right? And in the converse, if the price of one ample token is below $1, the protocol contracts the supply, thereby it removes ample tokens from the existing circulation. Thereby you would be seeing a decrease in your in the number of tokens you have, thereby decreased value in your portfolio, which is generally used to increase the price to the peg of $1, right? So basically protocols like ample work by rebasing mechanism, and depending on whether the price is above or below $1, they either increase or decrease the supply respectively, right? So ample being the first of its kind to bring this new kind of innovation to the DeFi space, it has definitely it has definitely caught attention of some of the crypto whales as well as several crypto projects in general, and they have tried to improve on this because there were people who entered into ample during the later stages, and thereby they got super wrecked because the price started spiraling down out of control, thereby contracting the supply. So in order to better address this issue and also to bring more efficiency in the whole project, projects like empty set dollar try to address certain issues that Ampleforth was having. So empty set dollar works on a newer principle called seigniorage, right? Seigniorage, if you don't know, is a term basically that refers to any profits that generated by creating new tokens and creating new US dollars, or creating new money, and circulating it into the market, right? So empty set dollar works on a very similar but much more advanced principle compared to Ampleforth. So this is the website of empty set dollar. If you guys want to give a good read through, the website is emptyset.finance. I suggest you guys to go ahead and, there are a couple of awesome YouTubers who have made in-depth videos on how empty set dollar works in general. And it's pretty interesting. It is a little technical, so it will be really boring. But if you are interested in tokens like these, it's worthwhile just doing your own research and trying to understand the mechanisms first of all, right? So decentralized composable stable empty set dollar is an algorithmic stable coin built to be the reserve currency of decentralized finance. Again, that was the same thing that Ampleforth was intending to aim, but obviously empty set dollar has worked on some of the shortcomings of Ampleforth. What is empty set dollar? So if you see, stable ESD uses an algorithmic approach to maintaining price stability at around 1 USDC target, right? This approach relies on a tuned incentivization mechanism to reward actors who promote stability within the protocol. So again, just like Ampleforth, ESD is aiming to be pegged to 1 USDC, which is basically, which in itself is a stable coin that obviously varies in price slightly depending on supply and demand, right? But its overall price target is 1 US dollar. So ESD aims to be pegged to 1 USDC coin, composable, even with a dynamic system supply. Empty set dollar adheres to the ERC20 token standard. This makes it work seamlessly across the decentralized finance infrastructure and reduces the likelihood of unforeseen bugs in integrated protocols. So again, it's very clear that empty set dollar wants to be the stable coin of the decentralized finance platform. And I believe that since most of the decentralized finance applications or DeFi apps or DeFi dApps are present in the Ethereum ecosystem as of now, I believe that they've chosen the Ethereum ecosystem to develop ESD. So therefore ESD becomes an ERC20 token by default, right? So decentralized, since day one, empty set dollar has been completely decentralized on-chain governance. Additionally, the protocol launched with zero initial supply and no pre-mine for the anonymous founding team. So this is pretty important here. So the reason why it chose, one of the main reasons why it chose ESD is because it had a fair launch, which means whenever a project is released by developers, usually they kind of pre-mine some of the tokens and lock it for themselves, so that when they release the token to the public and the price goes up, they either have a vesting schedule where they are allowed to sell a portion of their tokens after a year or 2 or 5 years or whatever, right? But the token is still pre-mined, which means not it was not fairly launched, where the founders had very early access to it, thereby they bought it pretty much at the bottom. And when the price increases, they can potentially sell and dump their tokens to the general public, right? But this token has no pre-mine. It has zero initial supply, which is a good thing, because that shows that this project has started with absolute zero initial supply, and the founding team is anonymous, right? So for any normal onlooker who would initially think that the anonymous founding team may sound like a red flag, which I agree, but at the same time, if you see the project that they're tackling is to create a new stable coin for the DeFi ecosystem, right? I believe that the founders chose to be anonymous because of the fact that There are a lot of regulatory pressures on existing stablecoins at the moment. So since they're working on a pretty sensitive topic, I believe that the founders have chosen to remain anonymous, right? So this has obviously created, both positive and negative reactions in the community. But overall, as of now, we have not, had the founders had any influence on the project itself, or the project itself was completely self-reliant, right? And therefore, this has later shown to be a good thing overall, and even the critics have agreed that the anonymous nature of the founders has no bearing on the success of or failure of the project. It is a fully decentralized project, which is obviously something which is a plus if you are a brutal investor, because when you invest in projects that are decentralized, you're obviously betting on the chance that the investment would perform well, right? So again, I don't want to go too deep into the project itself, but again, there are a lot of information that you can find about the empty set dollar project on their website emptyset.finance. But before we go into the tokenomics or the token itself and the price value, I just want to show you this flow chart, which I feel like sums up everything pretty much clearly, right? So again, as we discussed, ESD aims to be pegged to one USDC coin, um, uh, so which is obviously $1. So ESD trades at its peg $1, right? So you have two possible scenarios, right? Since people, by the buying and selling of a particular token causes its price to rise or fall. When people buy ESD, obviously the price of ESD goes above $1, right? So the scenario on the blue box shows ESD moves above $1, right? So what happens when the ESD value goes above $1? Traders who bought it at or below $1 takes profit, applying sell pressure. This is clearly straightforward. So people who bought it at $1, when the price goes to say $2, their investment has increased, right? So they are going to obviously sell, which will try to put the sell pressure on the price of ESD to go back to the peg of $1, right? System issues more ESD to coupon holders than bonders, more sell pressure. So again, this is where the technicality needs to be understood, right? So when you buy ESD, you and the price of you just hold it in your wallet, right? And when the price of ESD goes above $1, you won't actually feel anything. The reason is, if you so you need to obviously go to their website, and when you read through the documents, you will see that there is a process called bonding, which means the moment you purchase your ESD tokens, you have to go into their DAO platform, which is basically, if you go to esd.tools, you will see so much information that, again, I don't want to go in detail into all of this information, but I will definitely try to cover as much as possible. If you see on the top left corner, you see the word DAO, right? When you click on it, you obviously will go into the empty set dollar app itself, where you'd have to link your MetaMask. Obviously, since I'm using my phone, I can't connect to MetaMask right now. But once you connect to MetaMask, you will see something like this. This is the DAO, and once you click DAO, you'd see something like this, right? So on the top left, you would see your current balance of ESD that you hold. Let's say you have 100 ESD purchased, right, for $1 per ESD. So you have $100 worth of ESD tokens, which will show up in the top left under the balance section. Again, there are multiple sections such as staged, bonded, DAO ownership, status unlocked, and so on and so forth, right? So again, without getting too much into details about this, all I would say is this is where you would have to bond your tokens, right? So when you bond your tokens, you obviously have to again lock your tokens for a specific period of time, and you would have to lock it up for 15 epochs as mentioned here, right? So when you bond your token, you are locking it into the protocol for a specific period of time, right? And each specific period of time is termed as an epoch. An epoch is 8 hours of timeline. Okay, so 15 epochs is 15 times 8. So many days or so many hours of locking up has to be done in order for you to unbond your tokens. So for 15 epochs, you cannot unlock your ESD tokens that you have bonded. So when you bond your tokens, you are exposed to the features of the project itself. So what are the features, right? So as we discussed before, when the price of one ESD goes above $1 and your tokens, your ESD tokens are bonded in the platform, what you experience is the protocol starts issuing new ESD tokens, right? And since you are bonded to the protocol, you are eligible to receive a small portion of the newly minted ESD tokens, and that will automatically show up in your bonded, in your bonded section, and basically increasing your value, right? I believe the maximum amount, the maximum percent by which the newly minted ESD tokens can be entered into the market is 3%. So even if, let's say, the price of one ESD shoots up to $10 for some reason, right, you will not get more than 3% of your of your bonded ESD tokens. So that's pretty much how it works. Again, if you want to go in detail about how each and every section works, there is a great YouTuber who makes a specific. I think it's the bearded professor or something like that. That's the YouTube channel. He does a great job explaining every single step by step in detail. I would suggest you watch his channel. I can probably put his channel link in the description for your education, right? And at the same time, you can also clearly read through this in the empty set dollar website, esd.tools site, where you can click the docs on the top left corner and read through how the exact mechanism works, right? At the same time, again, going back to the topic, if you have bonded your tokens, you are going to be the recipient of newly minted ESD tokens, right? So what will that happen? So when you obviously have crossed your 15 epoch lockdown period, and you have received new ESD tokens, and the price of ESD is continuing to be above $1, you have obviously made a significant profit, right? So what you can do is, as an investor, you would obviously be willing to remove a portion of your profit or the whole stash and try to sell it for USDC or ETH or whatever, right? So when you sell it, you are contributing to the sell side pressure, which will try to push the price of ESD back to the $1 peg, right? And again, that's what is shown in the red, red box. So you can kind of see that people who take profit also take part in pushing the sell pressure, thereby trying to push the price of one ESD to $1, right? So what happens if the price of one ESD moves below $1, right? That's the scenario on the left in the red box. So you can clearly see that coupon discount increases in incentivizing larger trades to burn ESD for coupons and then buy ESD back off the market. So what are coupons, right? So when the price of one ESD goes below $1 and you are holding ESD and you bought ESD at $1, right? You're obviously sitting at a loss, right? You have the option to either burn those ESD tokens voluntarily, right? Highlight the word voluntarily. The reason is, unlike Ampleforth, your your tokens, you have the choice of whether you want to burn this token or not, right? But Ampleforth, by default, the mechanism by which Ampleforth works is if the price of one Ample token is below $1, it automatically decreases supply, thereby decreasing a portion of your existing Ample tokens in your wallet without you even being involved in that, right? But ESD voluntarily enables its users to burn their ESD tokens in return for coupons, right? So you can either choose to hang on to your ESD tokens when the price of one ESD is below $1, or you can voluntarily burn it and receive coupons in return. So what are coupons, right? Coupons basically is a coupon is a promise of you receiving a higher ESD percentage when the price of ESD goes back to $1 in the near future. So what do I mean by that? So if I bought one ESD for $1, right, and the price of one ESD goes below $1, I'm at a loss. I can either choose to hold on to it or choose to burn ESDs, right? So if I choose to burn my ESD, I will get a coupon that says when the price of ESD goes above $1, I can redeem not only my $1 back, but also let's say 35 cents more. Okay, so I'll get $1.35 if the price of ESD rebounds back above $1, right? So coupon is something like a promise which gives you a higher percentage of your existing stash depending on how low the price goes, right? Again, I know that I'm sounding much more complicated. I'm trying my best to explain this to you guys, but if you guys feel this is very complicated and confusing, you can probably skip to the part where I talk about the price from CoinMarketCap. Otherwise, again, I encourage you guys to do your own research and read all of this material on esd.tools, right? So going back, so again, by burning ESD tokens, you are claiming coupons, right? So remember that this process is happening universally across every ESD token holder. Every ESD token holder has a choice of whether they want to burn their tokens for coupons or hang on to it and wait for it to go up, right? So that the project itself wants or encourage the project itself wants people to burn their tokens. The reason is by burning the tokens, you're actually causing a supply shortage of ESD tokens, right? Let's say there is only 100 ESD tokens in circulation. By burning your ESD tokens, you are making the existing ESD tokens scarcer and scarcer, thereby forcing the price to go back to the peg of $1 or more, right? So again, this is how ESD works, and I believe that I did my best to explain this. But if you guys feel like I haven't done a good job, you are free to go to the documents that you can see from esd.tools website. So now let's go to the CoinMarketCap page. Again, currently one ESD is worth 68 cents, right? So clearly people who bought at $1 or more are sitting at a loss, and since the price of ESD is below $1, we are reaching the term is called debt cycle. So we are in the debt cycle, right? So this is where people can choose to burn their coupons in return for higher value of ESD once the price rebounds back to $1, right? Although it is at 68 cents, it has had it was below before, and it has increased to a percentage of 20.9% in the past 24 hours. So again, it is a token which is very interesting, and again, I believe that it has a very high potential. So if you see the charts, you can see again the price has had a violent swing up and down, right? And it has been so this is the $1 mark. So you can see there were a few peaks above $1, and the peak is pretty sharp, which indicates that people who have held their tokens for quite some time. When they saw the price shooting up, they immediately unbonded their tokens and probably sold it off, thereby leading to the price coming back down and going back below $1, right? So I believe that the all-time high so far for ESD has been $1.47, close to $1.50, right? And then it kind of has been going down, and it recently on the on last week, or last week it was trying to rebound and trying to come trying to come close to 68 to 78 cents, in that range, right? So again, clearly, if you plan to buy ESD at this time, this is the best time to buy because it's in the death cycle. Again, if you do choose to buy ESD, you have the again option of holding on to it, or you could probably burn it and get coupons instead, right? But there is a risk associated with holding coupons, because if you burn your ESD tokens, you get coupons, and the coupons are only valid till a specific amount of epochs, right? I don't know the exact epoch number, but I believe that it's something like 50 or 60 epochs or something like that, right? If the price of ESD does not go above $1 within that particular time frame of epochs that you are awarded the coupons for, you may permanently lose your ESD or coupon, or the value of the coupons, right? You may permanently lose your stash. So that's a big risk. But I believe that they recently have a new proposal, EIP proposal, which aims to address this issue and make it much more easy for people to get into this project, right? Again, if you want to know more about the upgrades, you can watch the Bearded Professor's channel. I can provide the link in the description. So again, would I invest in this would I invest in this project, right? I would, and I believe that the project is at an all-time low. You can see it's clearly in the all-time low territory, and I believe that uh, it will at some point in this bull market come up, because there are people who are interested in holding their tokens in one of these kind of stable coins that kind of increases their stash as long as it's bonded, without having to worry about buying low and selling high or any form of trading, right? So this token does have incredible potential, because it's a very unique project that not a lot of projects are focusing on right now, and it has definitely significantly upgraded itself from the initial ample fourth model of rebasing, and it has added new features and bonding and unbonding coupons. It has created this robust system that makes this project definitely a candidate that can succeed in the DeFi space for long run, right? Again, if you do want to get into this project, I would suggest you to do your own research, because I'm not a financial advisor and none of what I'm saying in this video is financial advice. But if you do plan to invest a bit of money in this project, I would say this is the right time, because you can clearly see that there is a rebound that's happening, and I believe that it will probably rebound close to 80 cents. But it could also go down back to 60 cents or 58 cents or somewhere in that range. But this entire band is a good area to buy, right? If you buy, if I buy, what I would do, I would not burn them, because I would not burn the ESD tokens, because the new improvement proposal, I don't know if it's already like approved, but once it's approved, will definitely enhance the project, and you don't have to burn it, right? You will kind of like it works on a slightly different mechanism, but you won't go into the risk of losing all of your stash, right? And you can see that this token is clearly available on Uniswap. It's available on 1inch and Bilaxy, and it's also available on the 0x protocol and SushiSwap, right? So again, this is, I believe, a DeFi gem, which obviously has very strong project, which is completely decentralized. It has no pre-mining, Although the founders are anonymous, we based on the fact that we have not heard any serious issues from this project so far, shows that this project has a huge potential. It's also the 212th token in coin market cap based on market cap, and I believe that once the entire bull run is fully underway, this token will definitely shoot above $1, and anyone who has bonded in this protocol will be generously rewarded, right? I would probably put not more than $500 into this token, but you may choose to do your own research and put even lower or even higher. That's depending on your risk tolerance, right? I would also try to understand every single step of this project in detail before I put any of my money, because it is a little tricky and it's not for everyone, right? I do believe that the project has incredible potential, and you can also, in a way, if you do hold ESD tokens and you choose to not bond it, you can go to cream.finance, and there's a section for ESD token depositing and lending. You can easily earn, like, I think a double digit interest by just lending this token, right? So this token has much more versatility with regards to bonding, unbonding, taking coupons, or even lending it on cream.finance and earning interest. I only believe that more DeFi projects would integrate this kind of project, and it would only spread like wildfire once the bull market starts up and running, right? So yeah, I believe that this token has high potential, and I would definitely recommend anyone. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, so please don't take it as financial advice. And remember, you are not a regular investor, you're a brutal investor, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please click the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.